I came from a very rigid religious background and ended up doing a 180-degree turn when, I got my hands on materials that told me that I didn't have to be a second-class citizen.
I love that really reinforces the idea that knowledge is what holds the power. Hello and welcome to the BBXX podcast.
What is this relationship between love and death? How can we better understand it? And ultimately, the conclusion was that death is inevitable, and there's two different ways to handle it. We can constrict and be terrified, or we can open up, and it can be this vehicle towards deeper love and meaning in our lives.
Essentially, intimacy is about that. It's about connection and isolation. So if we're not careful, technology is going to become that collapsed bridge of intimacy, which is, again, why what you're trying to accomplish is so crucial and important.
There is this very narrow box in which our sexuality is supposed to fit the traditional notion of one man, one woman in a long-term relationship, preferably marriage. And are there people who fit in that box? Sure, yeah, but many of us don't. So that was my driving force. I wanted to study how that happens and how do you stay healthy and happy and ethical while you're doing things that our society says you shouldn't.
This part is called this, whatever it is super important. Because when we have different terms, it's hard to know what someone is talking about. So imagine if there's a non-consensual situation or some sort of abusive situation. How do we communicate that if we don't all share the same language for bodies? And it becomes really challenging.
And you just mentioned the power of language and truly how that can translate to the power over our own body.